I need a dollar, 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 that's what I need. Hey, hey, well, I need a dollar, 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 that's what I need. Hey, hey.
Welcome back, folks. I am Jon Najarian, and I appreciate you joining us here today. We will be covering a number of stocks and answering your questions. So, without further ado, let's get the presentation started, shall we? It is the 13th, Friday the 13th. Ooh, Friday the 13th, and the Dow is up almost 400 points as we go into the final hour of trade. So that'll make it interesting. Our disclaimer is as follows. This is for educational and informational purposes only. Before you decide to act on this, make sure you understand that all investments involve risk. Intellectual property rights. Yes, we have registered marks, trademarks, patents, copyright on virtually everything we're about to present. So please, before you decide to reproduce this, ask us first. We'll be happy to let you do that. It's great advertising for us. But we would ask that you cite Market Rebellion. All right, first one, let's take a look at yesterday's trade. PK, which is Park Hotels. PK made a nice move today. We talked about it yesterday, PK, when it was, yesterday, PK was $13.15. Well, today it's moving up. And in fact, we also added Host to our trade, HST Host, which is like Weston's and St. Regis and a bunch of big brands. Park Hotels, by the way, is up 7+%. Bang! At mid or into the final hour of trade today. And turnover in that one is quite high, which is very nice to see. In fact, volume today, a strong 4 million shares already. There's the PK stock when it was up 6% about half an hour or so ago. If you'd like to learn more about our crypto trading room, well, then come on over to Market Rebellion /CRYPTO. That's marketrebellion.com /crypto. We've got this app in the App Store. So if you go over to Apple and you want to look it up, you can jump on it. It's free right now. It's in beta. We also have chat room and various educational offerings. So make sure you check it out when you have time. We appreciate it. All right, today, unusual option activity with my buddy Scott Wapner. First one today was Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM, and they were buying the December 100 calls. The TSM had just hit a new 52-week high today, and as it did that, we cited the unusual activity in the buying of these upside calls. That was with the stock at about $93 a share. There is Taiwan Semi at just under 93 as we go into the final hour of trade. TSM, the symbol here. All right, take a look at Pinduoduo, which is PDD. Boy, I mean, I am patting myself on the back, breaking my arm, but we have nailed this one many times, folks. Whoever the traders are that are buying upside calls in this one, they know they're doing a pretty good job, and we want to follow those kind of traders. This one, PDD, we saw it today when it was, whoops, I guess I didn't grab that, but when it was 143 a share, and then surged another basically 8 points to 151, and we think it could see even bigger ones. Now, by the way, this is one of those with the stock that they were buying, the December 170 calls, as you see at the bottom of that screen. So that's a big jump, folks, from 150 to 170. Now, could it do it? Of course it could. Would I like to trade something else instead? Of course I would. And in all likelihood, people that want to move the odds into their favor, like I think many of you would like to do, would like to focus on, well, let me buy these calls and let me sell a call above it. So rather than buying the 170s and selling the 175s, and these are the 4th of December expiration, by the way, that's what it should say, December 4th expiration, 170 calls. Well, the ones that we bought here, folks, were the 155s, and we sold the higher strike against it. Now, the reason we do it that way is that I like moving the odds into my favor. I like basically not having to have the stock make such an extraordinary move that it has to go all the way to 170 for me to really make significant coin. Now, if this one moves quickly, you can make money right away being in these 170s, but if it grinds towards that strike, that ain't going to be so good for you. So for that reason, I like buying the 155s, selling the 165s, putting on a 10-point call spread, something like that. PDD, there it is, 154, bang, keeps going up. It's up 36% over those days. That's a pretty nice move, isn't it? Yes, it is. Let's also hit DraftKings, shall we? Because I got asked a question on the halftime report about DraftKings. And as I was asked this question about DraftKings, I thought it'd be a good time to say that their CEO said on the conference call today that they are in the early innings and maybe even spring training for that baseball analogy of where they are. He sees a lot of upside, said that there's a lot of pent-up interest in gaming and all forms of gaming. So PENN, P-E-N-N, and this one, DraftKings, two of them that are on my list for stocks to own because of that. And I'd say thank you for asking that question to the halftime report. Lastly, I'm going to give you LVS because Las Vegas Sands, with the stock at 58, they were buying the February, plenty of time out in the future. December, January, February, 3 full months out into the future. Those February 60 calls, they bought those with the stock at 58. Earnings are estimated to be the end of January after the close. And we've had 3 bullish readings on this one in the past 4 days. So I'd say it's worth watching. And we've already feasted on LVS, Las Vegas Sands. Well, now you know what time it is. I'll tell you. Now it's time for some questions. And let's start with Ben Lamson, which is at BenBSP. He says, Neo run done, Zoom going up more, opening trades, and then he lists a whole bunch of stocks. Now, Ben, love you, but you're asking too many questions for me to cover in the short amount of time that we have. But let me say this. I like Neo. I like Li, L-I. I like XPEV. I like Tesla, of course. I think all of these stocks can work. I don't think the run is done. I think that Citron writes a nice newsletter, but I don't know that Citron is going to be right. We have had so many good upside call readings in these stocks that I like cashing in those checks and then rolling up and out to another month. So that's what I'll say there. Zoom, I think the risk here is well described by Jenny Harrington with us yesterday. And my buddy Josh, who I love, didn't quite get it, but I think the point here is that this has become, okay, I'm going to Zoom you. Let's get on a Zoom together. Even if it's using Microsoft Teams, even if it's using Google Meet, there are so many different GoToMeeting and so forth. I don't know that Zoom doesn't become something a lot more like Xerox or Kleenex, or Kodak, where somebody is really famous for being one of the best first movers in the space, and then maybe they fade off. This could be the case, and for that reason, I am not comfortable holding Zoom up at these levels because of that valuation. Thank you very much, Ben. Second question, well, it's more of a, and I said I love the view here. Charting Options sent us this one. Sitting down with the Unusual Option Activity, that's UOA, Bible, on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Well, thank you for that. We appreciate it. That's, of course, the book that Pete and I wrote, Follow the Fast Money, or the Smart Money, rather. Follow the Smart Money. Thank you, Charting Options. Looking at the next one, Trader Law JF79 asks, are you writing weekly or monthly calls against shares? It depends on the stock. You weren't specific with your questions, so let me say, if there are weekly calls, what I normally do is I write the weekly call, I'm short the 2-week out and the 3-week out call, and then I constantly roll them. As the near-term option is expiring, I roll it out to the 3rd week, and then the one that was the 2nd week becomes the 1st week. You get the idea. So that's the way I do it. I like to spread them out like that because then I'm not just in one expiration and I can kind of milk more premium out of it. Thank you very much, Trader Law JF79. If you'd like to see more about unusual option activity, folks, go to marketrebellion.com/UOA. That is marketrebellion.com/UOA. You know what? Give us a little love, a thumbs up or something for any of these videos that you like. My brother Pete does the take every day. I do the 60-second video in the morning, and we do 3 at 3. I appreciate you joining us. I hope you enjoyed this. I did. And I do like interacting with you, so please send us questions to @Jon Najarian. That's JONNAJARIAN on Twitter. Or you can also send them to us at our 3 at 3 handle, which is the number 3 at the number 3 _UOA. Thank you for following. Thank you for being with us today, folks. I hope I explained some things and made you feel better about your investments. And I hope I see you back here Monday on Market Rebellion Television.